What's up? Form constant. Episode what 9?
I don't know,
Something like that. It's
dude.
been quite
What's been
quite a
happening?
while. In the news, are you saying?
Like, yeah,
Yeah, I mean it's been a minute.
bro.
I mean, do you want to go ahead?
I mean, okay. Here's the thing. I remember that we ended last episode, and I distinctly remember you saying that I like definitely took the reins, and you had some topics that we didn't cover. So I would like to extend to you. Are there topics you'd like to talk about? I think they were related to consciousness.
I mean, not really. It's kind of just hippie.
Hippy dippy shit.
Just yeah, hippy dippy hypothesizing. Nothing that's gonna really do anything. We can go into it after, but I will say I watched a couple videos on Pizzagate today.
Yeah, dude. That's a rabbit hole for you.
It's like I don't see it as much of a rabbit hole. Well, I guess yeah, like all the interconnected stuff, but
Dude, it's all connected. I've been saying that for the past like 72 hours to everyone. I'm like, it's all connected, man.
it does seem just um like a like a small little pillar of the whole Epstein like situation, you know? And I guess it is like
Yeah,
an
well,
overt cover up.
why don't you tell the viewers in case they've never heard of Pizzagate? Because some people just like aren't aware. Like, tell them what did you learn about Pizzagate? I'm curious to hear what you think about Pizzagate.
Okay, sure. So I'm not gonna recall really any names except
Yeah,
well, okay,
it's okay.
so
Broad strokes are fine.
yeah, so there's a Democrat donor, I think it is, who all his emails get leaked, and there's all these weird emails talking about pizza, talking about the
Yes.
way they're talking about pizzas in like a not a normal way that adults would talk about eating pizza. They're saying,
Right.
I can't wait to spend an hour with the pizza, or this cheese has me acting so different, or like, these kind
Red
of things.
flags.
And so
Yep.
this guy who owns a pizza place.
Podesta. I
Hmm?
think it's Jimmy Podesta. Somebody Podesta. That's the guy. That's the guy you're talking about. That was the first one. I think it was like back in like 2017, 2018, like way back now.
He's the emails guy.
He's the original emails that everyone was like, "Wait, what the fuck is he talking about?" And it started the whole
Yeah,
scandal.
and
And
there were
from
like
there,
there was Clinton stuff, and then the
yep,
mainstream media was like, these crazy people are trying to say Clinton is the head of a sex trafficking ring, but really people were
right,
just like, what the hell is going on with these emails?
right.
Which is perfectly reasonable. And so,
And
go ahead.
also, one more little detail in that era, Hillary Clinton was going on trial, and she got subpoenaed to look at her email records, right? And then there was this whole scandal. The story is that she like soaked her hard drive in like acid or something like that. Like she destroyed her computer and like deleted the database. So however she was able to do that, I know it's like on the cloud or whatever, but I think she had some stored on her hard drive,
Yeah.
and she like destroyed it. And that, I mean, I think that's totally illegal, but it was just kind of one of those things like, oh, that's weird that she did that. That's like very like incriminating, but oh well, I guess we can't try her. But it's like,
Yep.
anyways, that's another detail of like what the hell was she hiding. So go ahead.
Yeah. So there's all these emails. They're weird. The guy who owns this pizza place that is in DC,
Yeah,
he has such weird posts on his Instagram, and
yeah,
he posts with children, and he's like making jokes about, you know, like having a murder room and just really weird stuff, like very encrypted stuff that doesn't
yeah.
make
There's
a
like
lot of
kids.
sense.
Kids in handcuffs, like toy handcuffs, but there's
Yes, I
just like,
saw.
why is this on your pizza Instagram of like kids in handcuffs? It's just like weird. And they're like, some of them have like they're crying, like they're weird. It's like you wouldn't post that picture. It's just like a weird emotion on the kid. It's like, wait a minute.
Yeah, and he goes private immediately when people like find out about it or whatever. And then this guy, so there's like so much info on the conspiracy of that, and there's like I guess the rabbit hole there is like how many interconnected ideas you can find between a bunch of people and this pizza restaurant and all that. And basically, it leads to there's some kind of child sex trafficking ring connected to this pizza place, connected to politics.
Right.
And so then the mainstream news is covering this, being like, people are outraged about the Pizzagate. They think Hillary Clinton is a cannibalistic sex criminal who's running this ring out of a pizza place. And basically they're sensationalizing the story to be unrealistic, which
Yeah.
is which reminds me of what I heard about Epstein's female co-conspirator.
Ghislaine
Yeah,
Maxwell. Yeah.
Ghislaine Maxwell or whatever. She like was invested in 4chan and the whole QAnon like startup, and I think
Yeah. Okay. There you go.
she
I didn't know that, but I'm with you. Go ahead.
yeah, she was part of that. She was like one of the first members of the poll um message board where QAnon like began. And basically she's like sewing in like truths with like
Yeah.
crazy occult claims that are like reptilian stuff, all that stuff. So
Right.
the thought is they're kind of like s- giving you a little bit of the truth along with a bunch of crazy shit so that you would never believe it.
Yes. Well said. And that, by the way, is like a common playbook for the CIA, like the actual psyops that they actually do, not a conspiracy theory. Like they have operations where they have to psy up a community for whatever reason, whether it's good or bad, and that's exactly the playbook they do. So just want to say that that's like how it works.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. There's definitely some bad stuff going on. But yeah, they what happens is the news is building up this story and being like it's crazy, you know, some far right people are crazy. And while this is happening, a a dude who was facing trial for like a multiple offender DUI uh crash or something, he goes into the restaurant with a gun, doesn't kill anybody, but only shoots the hard drive of the computer that's in a locked
Yeah.
closet.
Yes.
And so people are like, yeah, they basically it seems like wrapping up the whole thing. Like this guy, he was crazy. There actually was nothing going on, and
Yep.
yeah, and it's been dropped. And then and there's a bunch of pizza in the Epstein files. So it's like I don't know. It's just
Yeah.
part
So
of
they were
another
able to
whole.
like tie a bow around it and be like, okay, this crazy guy came into the pizza shop and he was on 4chan blogs and he's doing this thing called QAnon and he's actually insane because there's not even a basement in Comet Ping Pong. And so this guy is violent, he's dangerous, and anyone who looks into 4chan, QAnon stuff, or any of these sort of theories is dangerous and you should not do it. And they covered it on the news in that way, right? So now that's the storyline they said, but exactly what you said. He went in there and it was like probably MK Ultra. We can get into that later. It's a different topic, but like this guy shot the only bullet he shot like destroyed a hard drive. How convenient is that? That's insane.
Yeah, and he went to prison for it, and he got out and was shot and killed in a traffic stop like a year later.
Right. So now we can never hear his side of the story.
Yep.
We can never know like CIA agents he was probably talking to, any background in the CIA that he had, any weird history that he had. We'll never know, and it'll end the story as QAnon's crazy, and let's move on. Which was actually very successful. I think that really like it was getting a lot of hype in that day, and then a lot of people took that story as like, okay, this is proof that QAnon is insane, and anyone who like listens to QAnon is not to be trusted and is like probably mentally unwell. Um, so yeah, that was back in the day. That was like what, 2019, maybe 2020 was this COVID era. This was like a while ago.
I think it was before. I think it was like 2016, dude.
2016. Okay, yeah, it was a while ago.
Yeah,
But then
it
meanwhile,
went
you have
viral
all this
during the
stuff.
2016 U.S. presidential election.
That's crazy. So you have pizza coming out in Epstein files too. So this is where Pizzagate has been like reopened. People are kind of like, wait a minute, maybe Pizzagate is true because there's thousands of emails of these like high profile celebrities that are like, hey Jeffrey, wanted to come to the island for some pizza and some grape juice or grape soda. We'd love to be there Saturday. Are you having a party on Saturday? Shit like that, and you're just like, okay, these are like billionaires, they're high profile people. They don't just like call their friends for pizza parties with grape soda. Like that is so weird. Like I don't do that, no one does. Like poor people, like, you know what I mean, the people who eat pizza and grape soda don't even do that. Like no one does that, so it's insane. It just sounds very odd.
Yeah,
And the internet has gone crazy, and they basically created like translations of like what it means. So like pizza is apparently like little girls, hot dogs are little boys,
yep,
um, cheese is like babies. Is like cream cheese are like babies or something like that. And
huh,
basically what they're saying, I mean, I don't think we've really laid it out here, but the whole like theory, quote unquote, is that these really high elite people are like raping, torturing, and killing kids, and that's like kind of what we're dealing with right now, and eating them, and then they eat them.
yeah. I mean, whatever it is evil and insane. And I think
Dude,
like
it doesn't
the
get more evil than that. That's, I mean, that is like everyone's worst fear. That's a nightmare.
I just think the most like disheartening thing is all you can do is speculate on it happening and nothing is gonna come of it.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think we're at sort of a breaking point where it's becoming more and more well known. Like, I talk to all kinds of people about it, and, there's different levels of how they're willing to engage with this stuff, but I think it's like more known than ever. And then it's like Q World War III. So here we are. The Epstein files have dropped. They've had another drop, and everyone's looking into them. People are like spreading this information out, and now, oh, we're going to war. Great, that's something else. And then they also say, oh, aliens are real. Obama just said aliens are real. So now that's a whole nother distraction. I
Yeah.
mean, they're just like really trying to take us away from Epstein. I think this Epstein thing really is though the crux of it all, because if modern America or like middle America, like really realized and knew, like, if this stuff is true, if they were to able like wrap their minds around the fact that they're taking our kids, like raping them, torturing them, killing them, and eating them, I mean, people would flip out. Like that really would like tear down society. Like
But it's
people would
not.
storm the
People
White
I think
House.
most people like understand that the whole Epstein thing was a sex trafficking ring of the most evil caliber and all these people in power were a part of it, were complicit in it, and there's nothing we can do.
Okay, but like most people I think haven't really like made that part of their reality. Like if you talk to dad about this, he just laughs. He's like, yeah, it's crazy. And but like he doesn't,
Yeah,
like
and
I
he's
don't
not
think
going
people
to do
can fully
anything
comprehend.
about it.
Like, what do we do though?
Exactly, we're fucked. Like we are actually just completely stuck in this oligarchic thing.
I
And
mean, we're literally the society is really run by pedophile cannibals. I mean, it's like it sounds funny because it sounds so like far fetched, but like it's becoming more and more like obvious that that is actually what's going on. Do you disagree? Like, are you with me on this?
I don't know about cannibalism, but I think they're, evil people nonetheless. Like it doesn't matter if they're eating people or not.
I mean, yeah, we
The
know they're evil.
country is run by depraved, insane people who have this big control over everything, and we can't do anything about it.
Yeah, but for me, it's like it goes deeper. It's like it becomes more of like a spiritual war, and I know that's like crazy. Whatever, like really dramatic to say that, but it really is because what they're doing is like demonic. Like it's like the definition of demonic.
And
If
so
that's what they're doing.
you're gonna be the Christ figure to fight back.
I mean, no, I just think it's one of those things where it's like you're choosing sides, and I think more and more. I think like recently, I've just been thinking about like how am I gonna get to like a farm? I just want to have like a sustainable living and like try to build community with people who are like minded and not necessarily like Baptist Christians or Catholics or not necessarily that, but just people who are like more grounded and not like I don't know. I kind of see this like leading nowhere good. I think we need to like go back to the land. Like we need to just like turn our shoulder to all this bullshit.
I mean, Terrence McKenna would say that mushrooms will save us.
I mean, Yeah, I mean, if everyone takes mushrooms, I think that'll help them see it. I guess I could see it from that perspective. But like at the end of the day, we're gonna have to like become less dependent on the system. The fact that you go to the grocery store and you need your gas, like all that stuff, I feel like makes you just you it makes you okay with it, like letting everything do what it does, and letting the evil people who run everything keep running things because you need your your daily things.
I mean, yeah, but also like there's a world where progressive politics improve the system and stop the business lobbying that runs America and stops the we get rid of all these billionaires, get rid of all this like control that other people have and give it back to the people, and we can work together. Like there like the thing about society as a whole as it is right now is so many things are interconnected that things work so well, and that's the conflict that keeps everyone going. Like, oh, you have to go to work, but you get money and you're comfortable and you can eat, and oh, you have to vote one of the one of the two political parties that are gonna run, but there's you feel like you have to vote, but they're still not gonna neither party's gonna change anything. I think it's like more of a local politics, and like I think the damage that the MAGA movement has done to progressiveness needs to be reversed a little bit,
Um, I
because
think the
if
MAGA movement is valid. I just think Trump is not the answer. I think that I think that's why Trump was so successful is that he really like was
he
able to
ran on
put a
people's issues, but
voice.
he didn't fix anything.
I know
The
that's my point. I
what
think the
happens
MAGA
is,
movement itself is good, but I think Trump is just not like delivering on it. That's the main issue.
I mean, yeah, the idea that we should make America great again is fine. I think the problem is we have a country that has this system that exists now and that has been growing in power. Like the richest of the rich have grown in power over time, and so the whole right side of politics, the conservative movement, is to maintain those things. Like to me, we should make America great, not make America great again. And that's
Yeah,
why like progressiveness and advancement is what we need, not blaming people on current problems like there haven't always been problems.
I mean, yeah, I think that's true. I mean, I think
That's what I mean when I'm saying the damage of Trump's movement, because he's made all these people think that progressivism is is woke is like woke cancer, where it's like we have to actually be progressive, not institutional Democrats or conservatives.
Yeah, well, it's so complicated because I think some of it's based because I think some progressive movements are actually like kind of evil. Like abortion is a hot topic, but I think, and I'm not totally against abortion. I think like if it makes sense for you and you need abortion, like go do it. You should be able to do it legally, you should do it safely. Like that's actually how I feel on it. But I think the fact that people have like using it as like is commonplace, and I think that they're pushing it on like maybe poorer people, like black people, like black communities. I think there is an argument that says like abortion overall has done a lot of like damage
But again,
culturally.
abortion is a symptom of a worse problem within the system, which is economic inequality.
Yeah, yeah.
So if progressive movements and progressive politics could help with economic inequality, help alleviate the issues that come with parenthood, less people would be getting abortions. I think the whole thing is all these problems have been demonized, where they're actually just symptoms of like a much more broken system.
I mean, yeah, I think the issue also is that it's getting worse and worse, and I do think that's a conspiracy by these like truly evil people that now we know how evil they are. They're running society, and they're like trying to make things worse. It's like the slippery slope of like it just gets a little bit worse every single year.
I
So
I'm
I think your sentiment's right. I
I
think your
need you
sentiment's
to
right, but I think
explain
like
what
the
you're saying
system.
more.
What?
I need you to explain what you're saying more because to me, the people in power who are evil are also just greedy and self-centered and do things and pursue policy that helps them and their associates.
Okay, yeah. So there's this whole thing in the Epstein files, like he calls like America or like everyone that's not like an elite person, they call them goyim, and they treat and it's like they say it as like a derogatory thing, and it basically means if you're not Jewish, and we don't have to get into whole like Jew, non-Jew, like whatever, but the fact is that these people who happen to identify as Jewish, they use this word as like cattle. So like they see like all the workers of the world as like subhuman and just there to serve them. And I think that's like the ideology that, of course, they're not going to tell us that that's how they feel, but like that's how they like kind of feel. And they're like all the policy and all the shit is like they don't like they're fine with us being in poverty, getting abortions. Like they like that almost. It's like that like our suffering is like kind of good, but yeah, but at the very base, they really truly don't care.
Well, yeah, I mean
Um,
that yeah, I completely agree with that. I also
yeah.
think, people who have discomfort in their life, have unhappiness, have, whatever are the ailments of just being a modern non-elite person, you're going to have to like consume and that's going to feed the elites. So like why wouldn't they continue to breed discontent within the general population?
I mean, they don't want us to know. They want us to like feel happy with our lives, I think. They're not breeding discontent. It just is it just happens.
I mean, yeah, sure.
It's better if we're not aware of of how much they're fucking with us. But let's see. What were we talking about like one topic before this that got us into that? Just the like progressive, yeah, I think that like I really think it's all just theater at this point. Like I think that like Israel is kind of running the
I
whole
think
show.
American politics for the most part is theater, especially the two-party system. But I think the political map is a real thing and there are real ideas attached to different parts of the spectrum, and progressivism as an idea, as an ideology, detached from the American system makes sense because wouldn't you want to have progress? Like progressivism is all encompassing in that you want
Yeah.
to improve things.
Yeah, but that's no, that's a general idealization. It's not actually what progressivism means in the real world and how they're actually running their policies.
I don't think there's
My
any
issue,
progressives in Congress or in the government at all.
okay, so then what you're talking about is just strictly idealistic. You're not even talking about the left. You're not even talking about Democrat left wing right now. You're talking about something else.
I mean, I don't know how Mamdani's doing, but he's an actual progressive. And I think there's probably other states to look at. I'm not like a political geologist or anything. I don't really know who's where and what's going on. But
Okay,
yeah, I think there's a chance for it. But the way like Congress operates right now and the way the executive branch is the most powerful, progressives don't really exist right now.
okay, but Democrats exist.
Yeah,
But like I think the progressive policies are, I mean, Mondami is like a Democrat. It
Mamdani's
doesn't
a
matter. I
socialist
think all this
Democrat.
stuff like doesn't matter. But the way that I see the issues is like the progressive mindset and or like liberal mindset is like they spend way too much money and they don't actually solve problems, and it actually is not sustainable.
That's
But
right
that's where
wing
we are right now.
propaganda.
We spend way too much money and we're in debt, and like people are gonna like stop using the US dollar, and then it would be like very catastrophic to our economy and like ruin
All
our way
right,
of life.
okay, listen to me. What what just happened is the people in power, including moderate Democrats and establishment Democrats who are like who have a seat in Congress, all these people want you to think that progressivism has been done or has been tried, and that liberals are progressives and they're ruining America. But that allows them to stay in power because you think, okay, we'll just why would we try something new when all these people are like the way you just said what you said is it's like propaganda.
Okay.
Like I'm telling you,
You're saying that true progressivism has never been tried before, and that would be the answer.
I mean, there's been some progressive things, there's been some good movements in America, but yes, that is my argument.
So here's, I guess this is my flip side, and it's like the older I get, the more I see things this way, which I didn't used to. Is that I think traditionalism and traditional values are actually the better foundation for a society and are actually going to promote a healthier society. But I think we should still be inclusive. So that's my caveat, is that like I don't think you should, kill gay people, and be, if someone wants to have an alternative lifestyle, I think you should accept them, and there should be a place in society for that. But I think like at the end of the day, I think we should promote like traditional family values, because the traditional family is like the most sustainable like way to live, and I think that's most people are happy. So I think it's like really good for humans to have like a stable family environment and to like have kids. And I think like the women taking care of the kids is actually maybe a good thing, and like maybe we shouldn't promote women to like work. That's the one example of like something that's like a traditional value that people kind of demonize, but it's like it's kind of like a good way to live. Like there's nothing wrong with that. It's people say, "Oh, that's old fashioned," and it's like misogynist, but I really don't think so. I think that if you can take care of your wife and she can take care of the house and the kids, I think like everyone would probably like benefit from that, including the wife. And of course, it's different for everyone. Maybe the wife doesn't want to do that. Fine. Like maybe some people aren't into that, but like I think the majority of women would actually
All
like
right,
that.
okay, let me stop you. Why? That's none of that is political at all. The reason you think any of those things are related to what I'm saying is because of right-wing propaganda. All those things can continue to exist and we can still improve the political system.
I mean, you're talking about progressivism, and I'm talking about traditionalism. That's I'm trying to like connect the dots.
Okay, traditionalism is like attached to so many more negative things. You can continue to have normal family dynamics and your traditional family dynamics. You can have, if progressive policy were to make things easier for everyone, there would be more caretakers. There would be better situations for children to grow up in. There'd be better communities and systems for people to live better lives. And that wouldn't take away the normal family or anything. I think you've been like brainwashed to think that everyone's trying to take that away.
I mean, what? So then, what is progressivism? I don't understand what you're talking about.
I'm
Like, I
talking
don't get it.
about
Your
I'm talking
your
about
your stuff is like not grounded in real. Because these are I'm talking. I'm trying to tie it into like issues that people have today. Yours is like
you're talking
idealistic.
about you're talking about
You just say like
sensationalized
progressivism
issues.
is like evolution of society. It's like, yeah, okay, well, yeah, we want to evolve society. Sure, progressivism. Yeah, we want to progress. Like, what do you mean more than that? Like, I don't understand.
Okay. I'd say using AI to help people do to make okay, generalizing AI so it can do all the fucking mundane tasks that people are sitting in offices doing, giving a universal income to everyone in the states, taxing billionaires 100% over $1 billion, like taking money that's in the military budget and using it for things that actually help Americans. All like
Gotcha.
all
Okay,
these
so now
policies.
I see what you're saying. That's the kind of shit that will never happen under this regime, under this paradigm, and that's what I'm trying to say. Is like we need to bring it down. Like that's why I'm getting more nervous about the future, because like at this rate, it's becoming more and more obvious that what you're describing will not happen while these elite pedophile cannibals are in power.
Right. But the way that we just disagreed for 20 minutes over it because you had this like idea of you had this like villainized idea of what I was saying. That's the problem. Like they are polarizing us and sowing conflicts between people when you literally have to just stop pushing the power up and fight back. And I think with our system we could fix a lot of the issues, but it would take people not thinking that woke is the worst thing in the world, and
Okay,
that
yeah, I'm with you.
people are trying to steal the traditional families.
I mean, yeah, I think I see what you're saying. Like, I think that it's 100% just been a distraction theater, like we were talking about, for us to not, like, it's all about pointing the fingers against each other instead of pointing the fingers at these, like, elite billionaires. Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
I'm with you. But I really don't see it. I mean, I think, honestly, I think the only way is that if we just have to just, like, ignore them.
And do
Like,
what?
I mean, I'm gonna buy a farm. That's my goal in the next like 3 to 5 years. Like I want land. I want to grow my own food.
You're going full libertarian.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the answer. I think we need to like build communities where we just really don't rely on the government, and so therefore we don't have to listen to them. Same thing about like the COVID mandate. It's like, yeah, they can mandate us, but if more of us are just like, you know what, no, I don't want to do that, then they have no power. It's all this like fake. It's all this like fake power they like proclaim to have power, but it's really just fake. It's really just the fact that they like shove it down our throats with propaganda. Like we don't actually need the government; they need us.
Yeah, I mean,
Like
basic
the
political
taxes. Like what
science
if we
is
just
that
like
like
didn't pay taxes?
are you gonna stop paying taxes?
I mean, not at this point, but I think we might come to a place where that is actually the answer because they keep spending our taxes on giving. They're giving, like what? How much do they give? Like $500 million to Israel to kill Palestine? Like that's I'm not paying for that.
There you go, dude. That's a good take. I mean,
Like fuck
yeah,
you.
people, yeah, like it really is like grassroots organization that's gonna help us. But
Yeah, so
everyone's
that's where
on
I'm
their
at.
phone and everyone's like fighting over AI and fucking, the Super Bowl, Bad Bunny.
Yeah, and that's been the trick. That's what they've done. Like ever since like they've always owned the media. Like people they would like own the newspapers and that was like the biggest form of media and they would like control everyone's minds and then they own the news networks and like like Fox News and CNN don't cover Epstein. They just don't do it. Like Pizzagate is not on the news, and that's why people are like, hesitant to believe it. They're like, "Oh, that's just crazy internet shit." It's like, no, this is actually happening. Like, I think there's some real. I don't know what's happening. Like, I can't say for sure, but I'm positive there's something very fishy, and I'm pretty damn sure that it's very evil.
Yeah, man. And so what do we do to not want to kill ourselves?
We get farms and like grow our own food and like try to build community where we don't rely on the government. I mean, like you think about all the things that we quote unquote need the government, like all this like pharmaceuticals and medicine, like all that stuff is bullshit anyway. It's like keeping us sick and like all the food that we're getting from the grocery store is literally like poison. It's like if you were to just like grow your own food, you'd just be healthier all around. Like have never needed this, and it's just propaganda to think that we have to have a supermarket and we have to have a hospital. I mean, there could be an emergency where you need a hospital, but like for the most part, you don't need all that shit. It's like it's making it worse. Our lives are worse as the more we're dependent on all these things, and like,
Do you think
yeah,
capitalism is a good system?
um, I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, I don't know what's. I just think that it's all. I think no matter what the system is, I think these evil people will control it. That's the problem. It's like these fucking evil people just need to die. We need to literally just like burn them at the fucking stake, like we were in the Middle Ages.
Yeah,
Dude, here's some crazy stuff. So, obviously this stuff is so complex, but one of the threads I've been following is that people keep talking about the Book of Enoch, and I've mentioned this before, haven't I?
I think so. I don't really
So
remember
the
it though.
The Book of Enoch is a book of the Bible, but they, at some point or another, decided it was not true Bible canon, which means they don't include it in like the Holy Bible and all the books of the Bible.
Yeah.
but it's like written in the same time. And they found some, like, the Dead Sea Scrolls included all the books of the Bible plus the Book of Enoch. So there's like really ancient examples of where the Book of Enoch was included in the Bible, right? So at some point someone like decided it's not the Bible, and it's probably, my point is it's probably been left out, but it actually is a book in the Bible. So
Right.
listening been listening to the Book of Enoch, and there's this whole part about the fallen angels. So it talks about how there's angels, and there was like so many of them, like 11,000 of them or something like that, that all came together and decided that they wanted to come to Earth and mate with the women. They said, "Oh, these women are beautiful. Let's go down there and like claim wives of our own, and we'll live among the people." And there was apparently like this huge war among the angels, and because they descended down, it's like they were like stuck in this realm, and they turned their back from God. So instead of doing things in a holy way like they used to when they were like true angels, or like what you'd think of an angel would do, they start doing demonic shit. And they like it's like basically the start of Lucifer. So Lucifer is a fallen angel, right? That's the story of Lucifer. And he basically, he doesn't want to serve God, but he wants to be God. That's the whole idea about Lucifer. And like Satan is, he's like the false God, right? The Antichrist. So these angels all just like claim that they're gods, and they basically they torture and rape and eat humans, and they sacrifice babies to their god Lucifer, and like Baal and all these other like fallen angels. um and they're called stars. They call it fallen stars, and people are connecting that of like the stars on Hollywood. And basically, the theory is that the Book of Enoch is true, and that they're still among us, and they are this like class, this like higher class of like rich elite people on Earth. Are fallen angels. They're literally like demons walking among us, and that's how you get into like the reptilian category of like, this is a different species among us, whether it's like reptilian aliens or whatever the hell it all means. Like, I don't know all the details of that, but they're not like us. Is like the, to quote Kendrick Lamar, that's like sort of the more.